fight against corruption, and from the definition of corruption, and with the mindset to trace the root causes of corruption, it became eminent and important that we understood the essence of law, the origin of law, the need for laws and systems. And we know that we needed to understand the character and the behavior of the individual within the context of the law and outside the context of laws. And we know that we need to understand the social political system. If we have the understanding of this form, by then we now know the exact place or reason or error that is allowing corruption to manifest and mess things up for us. All right. So basically, a system is a set of interconnected elements or components that work together to achieve a specific goal or function. Or you can say a system is a set of principles or procedures according to which something is done. Systems could range from simple to complex system, just like a simple system, a car, and a complex system, a human body. Systems could be biological, physical, or social or theoretical in nature. Systems are characterized by their structure, boundaries, input, output, and so on and so forth. A lot about systems, but there are specific things that we need to know about systems. First of all, we need to know that there are two types of system basically, the natural system and the man-made systems. Whatever the division is, it boils down to the two. I want us to discuss systems on this basis. In a natural system, components do not intentionally disobey laws that govern such systems. Components do not. The laws are consistent. But in a sociopolitical systems, laws are intentionally disobeyed by components or elements that make up this sociopolitical system. And secondly, in other systems, both natural and man-made systems, except the sociopolitical system, components or the laws or the person that is making the law is outside the system. Just like who has produced a car that is working on specific instructions or laws that are governing the system, or even if an application on the phone, the person that creates the system is outside of the system from other man-made systems and even the natural systems. They are not in the system. Those scientists say the laws of the universe came out of nowhere, but it's more logical from all that we can see that people that the creator of the system is never in the system, except in a situation where we are talking about the political system. The persons that created the systems are the person that serve as the component, they serve as the element, they serve as both the creator and the elements who are supposed to be obeying the laws that are being used to create this system. So there is one striking future that we must know. Instead of the creator being outside the system, in a sociopolitical system, the creator is inside the system, and the law is now magnified above the creator. Since in every other systems, the law is the governing authority. It detects, directs the interactions and activities of individuals in a system, every other system. Therefore, in a socio-political system, in order for us to try and emulate or copy natural systems where the law is the supreme power, the Constitution of Nigeria and other democratic constitutions say that the laws of Nigeria are above every other law and above every other individual or subject is in the country. And there's another striking difference between social political system and natural systems. Just like it is easy to trace a problem in a natural system and identify. And when you identify, it's easy to proffer solutions. It is that if a tire will spoil, you trace on a car, you will notice that a tire is bad. But in the social political system, a component or an element which is in the person of an individual would misbehave, become corrupt, and embezzle public funds, malfunction, in order that the result is affected. But when it is time to try and understand where the error came from, that the result was not achieved, the individual who caused it is now fainting. He fakes it, he manipulates the supervisor and the public as though it wasn't it or the company or him that did it. So you see that in physical or natural system, you can identify a problem and solve it. But in social systems, it is extra difficult to identify a problem and solve it. And this is because in social systems, individuals they falter, they disobey the law on purpose. You understand? So by the time you see that the persons that are executing, implementing, and interpreting the law, the persons that are supposed to be considered the law, they now become above the law. But it is an error. There is something that is causing it, that is allowing the politicians to become above the law. But if you understand the workings of the system, that it is natural systems are based on decentralization of power. There is no overlapping authority. Natural systems they share functions, and you cannot see a tire going to perform a function of a fuel pump in a car. Neither can you see the eye going to perform the function of the testicles or the reproductive organ in a human being. There are specific functions, and in natural systems, every function is given with the right autonomy, power, and capacity to perform. You get. So the disparity between the disparity between natural and social system was the fact that components can intentionally disobey laws that are governing the system. You understand? So right from the early days, man knew that it had to develop a means to make sure that each component was consistently and continually obeying laws 100% in order to achieve the results that those systems were designed for. This is where punishment was now attached to the law. So now you see that the punishment is the other side of the law, just like a two-faced coin. But by the time there is no punishment, component will disobey the law and nothing will happen, and the essence of the system will not be achieved. So in order to achieve what needs to be done, it is important that components obey the law. But we could jump straight to the point, but I need to lay some basic foundations so that you understand what is what and why this is happening and why this should not happen. You get. Natural systems are better than our social political system. So to become better as well, we must emulate the attributes, the features and characteristics of natural systems into the social political system, where there is division of power, there is decentralization of power, there is delegation of duties, and with the appropriate and commensurate capacity or authority to perform those functions accordingly. Most of you must know where I'm going right now.